Hey guys, Justin here coming at you from the 2x4 test tent. It is time for another unboxing video. This is going to be another one from my Amazon series. Are cheap Amazon lights any good? And this one is actually from a company I reviewed before. They have a new light that's out. So this is from Enjo Yield. I know it looks like Enjoy Yield, but there's not two Y's. I keep wanting to call it Enjoy Yield, but it's Enjo Yield lighting. So their other light that they sent me actually turned out being pretty good. It was their 1,000 watt model. This one is 2,000 watts. 2,002. Amazing. But it actually ended up being a pretty good light. It wasn't no 1,000 watts, of course, but it ended up being a decent light. After the last video, I had one of my subscribers purchase two of them and put them in a tent, and he actually pulled off a pretty decent yield and pretty decent grow overall with them. I was pretty impressed with it. So, hey, that worked out pretty well for him. And this one is adding more color spectrum to the light. The other one before was just I think it was like a 3,000 or 3,500K flat. This one actually adds more colors to the spectrum. So we've got our par meter, we've got our watt meter, we got our meter, and we got the infrared thermometer, the heat meter, and we've got, of course, the baby katana. So let's take the meters to the side here, and we will start cutting into this box. There we go. Aha. Alright. Now this is from Amazon, so it's likely going to be double packed here. Let's see what we got in the first box. Another box! Yay! Alright, so let's pull this sucker out. Put that over here. Bam. And now we get to the main box, finally. This one's pretty sealed up. Quite a bit of tape down the side. Baby katana makes pretty quick work of it though. There we go. And we're in. And boom. What do we got in the box? Wow, look at all those switches. Holy crap. Are we growing lights, or are we like launching a nuclear satellite? Holy shit. Alright. Cool. What do we got in the accessories? There we go. Some rope ratchets. We got plastic gear. The cheaper rope ratchets. Oops. I think I just broke everything. Oops. I hope that didn't break everything. I'm pretty sure this light's a lot more sturdy than that. It's actually pretty decently built overall, being that it's just a rail system and a driver box. Like it's super basic, so I'm sure that didn't hurt it at all. But yeah, plastic hangers there. We got the user's manual. See there, Enjo Yield. I think it should be Enjoy Yield though, honestly. So here is their brochure. As you can see, go ahead and pause that if you'd like to read some more of this. There's a little bit more about the spectrum. You can see they added a row of red in the middle, and they also added some infrared and UV on the bar. And then that's their kind of trippy, weird timer system that's built in also. So if you want to use that, you don't have to use a timer. So that's kind of cool. But it's a little interesting to work with, that's for sure. Here's the different switches. Switch 1, low brightness. Switch 2, mid brightness. Switch 3, high brightness. Switch 4, launch rockets on North Korea. Oh wait, no, switch 4 is max brightness. So it doesn't launch rockets. Sure looks like it though. 3-stage dimming. Yeah, so this will be interesting. That is for sure. There's all their contact info. Link below if you want to check this light out on Amazon there. We've got a link for you to take a look at it, and a discount code below if you want to get one of these. You got standard power cord, of course, and then we've got the light itself. It's going to be in this bag and stuff, so let's go ahead and we'll fire up the old finger flick. Alright, and just like that, it is out of the box. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to the last one. It had this big driver box up here. This one just has a hell of a lot more switches. Like, switches for days. So this thing's supposed to be 2,000 watt. It says 2,000 watts in quotes. But that's, I count 100 watt, 200 watt, 300 watt, and then whatever that is. I think it said it was 30 watts or something like that. So I'm counting like 330 watts here. I don't know where they're getting 2,000 watts, but hey, a lot of these companies exaggerate a little bit on the power, but they still work. And there's their little timer thing. That's interesting to mess with. And it is daisy chainable, so that's kind of cool. Let's flip this sucker over and take a look at the business end. You can see they slapped a board right in the middle where they just kind of had a blank space before. And that's 660 red, 660 nanometer. And then along the side here, they've got some UV and infrared tucked in along with their regular diodes. And they got their logo all over the place. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool looking light, to be honest. Should have pretty good thermal management, seeing is that it's got these big bars to cool it off. I don't know, seems like a pretty cool light. Let's hook it up, see what comes out of it, and then we'll judge it from there. Be right back. All right, got it all hooked up here to the watt meter. Let's play with these switches and see what we can figure out. You can see the timer here is pretty bright. It's a really bright green light. It is going to stay on while the light is off, it looks like, but it is a green light, so that's not really going to wake up your plants or harm anything during the dark time of flower. So that's good that they chose green instead of pretty much any other color. Hopefully they realized that, and that's why they chose it, and they didn't just get lucky. But the switches here, so let's flip the first one. And takes it a second there. You hear it kicks the fan on. It looks like most of the board is lit up. Are there any diodes that aren't on? Maybe it's just lower power? Interesting. Let's see if it changes if I switch on another one. Yeah, it does just get brighter. And the third one, brighter yet. And then we switch on the red. Bam. There we go. So yeah, it actually is a dimmer. It's an interesting way to do the dimmer with this 4-switch system here. Definitely looks like we're launching rockets, but yeah, it's just a dimmer. It's very, very simple, actually. Pretty cool. So let's test and see what, just with the first one on here, see what we'll read on the par meter. 276. So hey, that's about perfect for veg, really. Just about perfect for veg. And that's at 16 inches as usual. I start these all at about 16 inches. This one looks like about 15 and a half here. Let me kick it up a click. Might have went down when I was adjusting things. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there we go. 16 inches, bam. So there we go. 263. Go out to the side a little bit. Drops off definitely at the edge of the light, like most lights. 150. Not real great on the side there for veg, but it would be for cloning. So you could do this first switch for cloning, maybe even raise it up a little bit, because it might actually be a little bit strong for cloning. Let's see what happens when we hit the other switch here. Second switch activated. Okay. So we're up to 500 now. We're in flowering territory. Anything above 450, 500, you're going to get pretty good nugs. 600, always better. 700, 800, even better yet. Anything above 800, you really need to have your grow dialed in, or you're going to start just torching the shit out of things. So I wouldn't recommend new growers to go that high, but 500, 600, 700, maybe even 800, I would go there. So that's pretty good. 500 in the middle. Let's go out to the edge of the fixture here, and that brings it down to 300 at the edge. So just basically a strong veg light in a 3x2 space with the two switches. Now let's go to 3 switches. Let's see where that takes us. Alright, 723. See, now we're getting into fat cola territory. Like I said, 700. That's definitely strong. That is strong. So let's see where we're at on the side. $435, still gonna have decent colas. It's near 450. So yeah, this is an excellent 2 foot by 3 foot light. You could probably stretch it to a 2x4. Let's kick it out to the very side here and angle it in. Give it the benefit of the doubt. 320. You're not gonna get super fat colas really, but you will get some weed off of that, definitely. So I mean, you could definitely do this in a 2x4, but I would recommend it in a 2 foot by 3 foot tent. I think it would really just blow the doors off a 2x3, especially coming in at 700 in the middle. And then if we go up against the edge here, you get the benefit of the side lighting. See if I move it, it varies quite a bit. So we can get it up to about 600 with proper reflection. Lacking reflection, 500. So pretty big difference if you've got reflection or not. But still, fat cola territory on the side. 700 in the middle, 500 on the sides, all day long. I'll take that. Now let's add the red. Let's see what the red adds to it. About 50 par. So the red adds about 50 to it. And you end up about 750 in the middle. That's that's really good. It's actually really good. That's fat cola territory, guys. I gotta tell you. And if you look at the light itself, you've got the red there in the middle to add to your flower cycle. You've got the UV and the infrared on the bars as well. So I mean, you've got full spectrum all the way through this light. I think they might have done it, man. They might have improved on their previous model, which was already pretty damn good. Like one of the weirdest lights that I've seen though, but for real though, this light is actually really good for being so weird. It's just so odd and kind of ugly. It's so ugly it's cute. Like, I mean, they definitely didn't do anything to try and make this box look cute. I mean, they drilled some little holes in it, I guess, and put a sticker, but I mean, it looks like an industrial fixture. And I really like the rail design. It's very similar to the Growcraft that I use in my main tent. And for the price this thing is, I think it's like 189 bucks or something like that. This is actually a pretty damn good deal. I've tested lights that were almost twice this price in this exact same tent, and they put out the same numbers or less in this same space. So I don't know, man. This is actually pretty good. I keep getting surprised by these Amazon lights, man. Like, LEDs have really come a long way. Like years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, mostly 4 years ago, you were just getting completely just robbed by several companies out there, just putting out garbage and just saying all kinds of huge claims that were never going to come true. I mean, this company's saying this is a 2,000 watt light. I mean, that you could say that's just untrue garbage, which it is. But all that aside, it is actually a pretty damn good light for what it is. So let's see what it actually puts out, or pulls, I guess you should say, for wattage for this output. So that's 322 watts. Like I was saying, it's about 330 watts. Remember earlier I was saying the 300 watt or 3 single 100 watt switches, and then they said the red was 30. So yeah, it's about there. 322 is what we're drawing with all the switches on. Let's see without the red. 286. Now let's flip out. We'll flip this one here. We'll see where we're at. 183. Flip the next one, and this is the same order I tested them in, just going backwards. And that's 89. So that'll give you an idea of watts to output for all of these switches here. Pretty damn cool. The timer, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of weird. Right now it's saying 24 hours. That means the light will be on for 24 hours. Now how you change this sucker, you hit the plus or the minus, 23 hours, 22. Now if you want to veg, you set it to 18. Now it'll be on for 18 hours and then off for 6 hours. So that's how you set veg. And then for flower, you just set it to 12. And it'll be on for 12, off for 12. Or if you're like me, set it for 11. And it'll be on for 11, off for 13. Because I do 11, 13 on mine. So it's pretty simple setup. The only thing is you have to set it, like when you want it to come on, you have to be here to set it the first time. It's not like you can tell it to come on at 6 o'clock. Like you have to literally be here at 6 o'clock to set this timer the first time. And then from there it'll just keep going forever. So yeah, a little interesting, or you can just skip it, put it on 24 hour and run a standard timer and not have to worry about it. So let's let this sucker warm up a little longer and we'll get some heat numbers off of it, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And you can turn just the red on by itself So we can just hit the red, and bam, look at that. Lights up the whole area, really, with the red on. And that's just that center panel. So you can see the coverage of it is going to be pretty decent as far as just adding that red spectrum. 55 par. So yeah, pretty cool. I like that feature. Alright guys, we are back, and this has heated up for quite a while. Well over an hour. So let's see where we're at here. It's hard to get that into focus here. There we go. So we're looking about 130. And people were telling me to put a sticker on here, and as you can see, it doesn't really make like a huge difference. Like I can move it exactly right there and right there. It actually hits a little bit below where the laser is, but it doesn't really make a real huge difference to have a sticker there, to be honest. So yeah, 120, little hot spot there, like dead in the middle. It looks like 130. And then it cools off a little bit towards the box, and the box is sitting at 96, 97. Seems to get hotter as it goes to the end of the rail. Yeah, 130, 131 at the end of the rail. So pretty standard, 120s, 130s. Some of them run around 120. Other ones run a little hotter, 130. It's definitely hot to the touch, especially around that 130 mark out here. It is, whew, yeah, that's hot. You definitely don't want to set anything on top of there. If you want to put a fan blowing on top to cool the electronics, that will always help. I know it's a fanless, or well, actually this isn't a fanless unit. It looks fanless, but there's fans, and you can hear them a little bit. I don't know if you can really hear that, but there are fans inside there that are blowing air down on here. That's why it's cooler here than it is out here, because there's actually fans blowing into these channels, but it doesn't have any cooling down here. So that's pretty neat that it actually does have some fans on it. But I would put another fan on top, like a clip fan or something, just blowing directly down on it, just to cool it off. Everything that you do to get it a little bit cooler is going to help you with your allowing your electronics to just last longer. It's just better for them. That's a pretty nice looking light, though, to be honest. I like it. I dig it. It tests well. The warranty on it, I'm gonna have to look up. Let me grab my phone here, and we'll look that up on Amazon, and we'll see what the warranty is here. Alright, so I found on a Amazon question where they answered that they have a 2-year warranty that they offer. So that is, the warranty period is 2 years on this. Pretty standard. They're usually 2 to 3 years. Honestly, for these type of lights, if you get a year's worth of use out of it, that's enough to do at least 2, if not 3 full cycles. It's already more than paid for itself at that point. The money that you've saved on the flower that you've grown under the light. So I don't really worry too much about the warranty, as long as it works out of the box and it works for a few cycles. You're going to be pretty good and to the point where you're probably going to want to upgrade, to be honest. This is the sort of light, and a lot of these cheaper Amazon lights, it's something that you start with, you use for a couple cycles, and then you get that itch to upgrade. You know, we always get that itch to just get something bigger, better, badder, faster, awesome. And then you just upgrade from there, and this light goes and turns into veg or something else, or maybe you don't even use it at all, and you sell it to a buddy that just started growing. Like, it just depends. There's just a lot of options, and this light does have its place in the market. So pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the review video, and that's pretty much it. Till next time, guys, happy growing. Oh yeah, don't forget the discount code in the bottom.